Hi guys! So a lot of you've been asking for these tutorials for the airbrush design. It's been a little while, so sorry, you'll probably realise what I'm talking about once I get going. So I've prepared two tips with nice glitter background, buffed them up, and for that particular design we start with the negatives. So as you can see, these and that one, they're the negatives. I'll just bring one up so you know what we're talking about. So a negative is basically the inside of a design, and I just like to put it off the side of the tip like that. I'll get another one and just put the bigger side, whichever way you want really, but it's always nicer to come off the side of the nail rather than bang smack in the middle. So I've prepared my white. Let me just show you. So I'm using these colours at the moment, or for today's designs. So we have the white, the greenish bluish one for the other design, the pink, and some black, just to show you how easily you can put designs together. So on the negatives, most of the time we use white. Got my white and my gun, just checking it on my glove. Make sure it's all flowing smoothly, which is fine. So when we spray the negatives, you just want a little shadow really, just to make it look really nice. It's like a background basically. So I will just spray that in for you. Nice and light. You can go a bit heavier in areas if you want it to pop out a bit more. And that is basically it. So that's step number one. I'm going to transfer these over to the other one. There we go. And I'll deal with that later on. In a moment we'll carry on with this one. Then we had the flower. So I've got quite a big one here. As you can see, this stencil has been used loads because that is one of the most popular flowers. Place it wherever you fancy. You can put it over the negative because you will still have some of it shining through later on. You can have it off the side, wherever you want really. There is no can-dos or can't-dos even. Okay, so I'm now going to make sure this stencil is sticking nice and flush. So we've got a nice flush design, yeah? I'm going to spray the whole lot white first. And as we all know, airbrushing goes by layers, so the more go over it nice and lightly, the whiter it will be. And it dries instantly, as you can see. If you try and push out more paint faster, it would just be a spluttering mess. So we'll layer and we'll layer and we'll layer, okay? So I'm just going to swap my gun over to now get my pink. I have had them all cleaned, so I'm just checking it here on my kitchen roll. Always check the flow. As you can see, I'll show you here. Make sure everything goes nicely before you go on to your design. Just in case something spits, you know, it can always happen. And if it does, it'll do it on the kitchen roll rather than on your design. Okay, so because I want this two-tone, I am now going to aim just for the middle of the flower. Is it? Yeah. Aiming okay, yeah? Okay, just for the middle of the flower. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure you can see and I can see what I'm doing too. Here we go. Right, okay. Let's try again. Is that okay? It's not blurry, is it? No, it should be okay. All right. So that wasn't a very good aim, was it? No, but it's very good because I can show you now how you can fix that. It's because I'm trying to get you to see. So I'm just going to make this a bit more pink in the middle. There we go. So if that's gone wrong for you and you slightly aimed in the wrong place, just go and get your white. Get your white back. Here we are. Check it. And then just aim for the outside of the petals. And remember, nothing is even in nature, so that is a lovely two-tone flower, which you will see in 2 seconds. Take your stencil off. If you spray nice and dry, you can reuse your stencil over and over again as many times until it stops sticking, basically. If you go a bit too wet, it'll start curling over. So just try and do it as dry as possible. So I'd like to put another flower somewhere. I might actually put 2, so we'll just do the whole thing again. Yeah, put a little flower there, and you could even, we've got enough space here, we have, there we go, just do a little bit there. Some of the stencils can be quite big, however, you don't need to use the whole design, just half a flower sometimes is really nice. So I'm going to spray both of them again with my white. Making sure it's nice and flush. Over and over and over. Remember, if you're going over any other designs, you've got to make sure it's covered with the white before you carry on. Because obviously you don't want to see that. There we go. This was almost a tiny little bit wet. If that happens to you, just pull a bit of air and go over and dry it off. So just air, no paint, dry it off. Job done. Swap over to your pink. There we are. Aim for the middle. Just do a little bit on this one now so the flowers look slightly different. That's it. And that's that done. Take your stencils off, nice and careful. There's one. Here's 2. Can you see that? Lovely put together. Okay, so we can now carry on and add whatever you want to add. Butterflies are always nice. Actually, I'm going to go with the smaller one, right there. So I'm going to add one here. Hold on, I've just got to get my white paint. This is of course a lot easier when you're not trying to film at the same time. Check my white again, and I'm going to spray those white. making sure I get good coverage so I cover everything else I've just sprayed. Nice and careful, take your stencil off. There's one. Do another one here. Turn it up a bit. And we could put another one or just half of one even just there. There's your butterflies and your flowers. So you can see how the whole thing, the more you layer, so you've got your negatives, your flowers, then you put in butterflies on top, and the more you layer on top, the more the whole thing becomes sort of alive. It looks very interesting. So I'll just put that there. And I'm going to get a bit of black. And just remember as well, so always shake your paints, that's important. And always remember as well, you only need to add a couple of drops. You're better off adding more later on than too much in the first place, otherwise you'll end up binning half of it. So I've got my black in there. And I'm now going to do something I call gap filling. So I just want to add some just little black swirls. See, I always play around with it a little bit and see, right, okay, what could go there and what's going to look best. So I've decided to use the bigger part. Just put this part of the stencil on. Ready? Check my black. Yeah, that's flowing nice. First part done. Take the stencil off. And here becomes more and more alive. You can do that in as many places as you like. Just depends on you and the client. Should stick. Take it off. Yeah. You could now leave it as that. You can add more. It is entirely up to you what you want to do here. I just want to add a little bit down here and probably another bit up there. There we are. In fact, I'm going to leave it as that. There we go. And although it looks a bit dull right now, you can of course add some dots now if you wanted to. Maybe some gems in your flowers, but you don't really have to, because when you now top coat it, the glitter will come back out and it will bring the whole design together for you. And of course the glittery the background, the more glittery the background, the better it will pop. here's the top coat on. So can you see how it's now all come together to one beautiful design? Yeah, and even if you just do one nail, most people obviously like the ring finger like this and have the rest plain, it looks pretty amazing. And as you can see, it's easy enough done, isn't it? So that's tip number one. I'm just going to move that aside, and we'll do the same with this one. Just obviously, I might even keep the pink. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, so back to white, just to go through it again, and just gently brush around your negative. So now I'm really trying to shade a bit more, going a bit more intense in places. You see that? So you have a better background. Well, not a better one, a different one, shall we say. So I keep knocking that thing with my head. So here's your background. So it's a bit more intense now. Even just like that, you top coat that, your clients will absolutely love it. Just depends what you want to do, really. So we could use something a little different now. Let's use these kind of leafy things. Oops. Good job that wasn't a client. And I'll put them in from off the side. Now, these paints are generally covering, so they're opaque, whichever way you'd like to call it. But of course, they are always going to come out better with the white underneath, always. The white pops it. So here I want to go quite intense with my white. Why? Because I'm going over the negatives, so I do want to cover most of that. So that doesn't mean I pull my lever back loads, it just means I'm going over it more. Because otherwise, like I said, we will end up with a splattering mess. So again, we're going to do two-tone. So I'm going to use a bit of the turquoisey, bluey, greeny colour. Good shake, and when you think you've shook enough, shake a bit more. They're so highly pigmented, and obviously the pigments tend to sit at the bottom, so they need a bit of shaking up to bring them back to the top. So my colour is working nicely, so I'm going to try and just aim for each petal and go sort of up the middle a bit. That's it, leave it as that. There we go, how beautiful. Now we could mix it up a bit, we'll just put it here again. Back to white, and the way I'm doing this is it's something what's called a quick release. So this part gets screwed onto your gun and this part onto your hose, and you can just pull, yeah, like that. Hang on, just gotta get my other gun. Pull just like that, and then push your other gun on and you're ready to go. But I didn't want pink today, I wanted white. So back to white. So this is an easy way of swapping colours. So if you've got a few guns on the go, you can swap your colours easily, which is a pretty good way. Right, okay, so back to white. There we are. Of course you can do this 3 colour, 4 colour, whatever you want really. I'll do this one pink, just because we can. And you could also then go back to your green. When it comes out, that is. And just add a bit of that, but just slightly. There we go. Job done. And there you have it. In 2-tone, 3-tone even. Yeah? So yeah. Looks very beautiful. Okay, we could add, what should we add here? Tell you what we can add. Let me see. Let's see what I can find. These are always very pretty. So we'll just put that there. And we'll do that in black. Back to black. And here, if you just aim for the leaves and do them a bit stronger, and then just whiz over the stem, so that's not quite so intense. So you can actually shade with each colour as you go along, which also looks really, really nice. It doesn't look so fake then. A lot of things can look quite fake, can't they, if they're too bold a colour. So I'll do the same there. There we go. So do we think it needs anything else? I think it needs something here. Let me just see what I can find quickly to put on there. Because we like pink. Nice and steady on the pink. There we go. You can see the pink isn't quite as intense now because there wasn't no white underneath, but that's okay because that also looks nice. So, you know, you can use both ways. You can use the transparent as well as the opaque for different things. Design complete, I think. You can still add more. If you wanted to, you could add some of these little swirly things again like I did earlier. But I don't think we need it, do you? Or you could even add another pink flower here. Just, it comes, the more you look at it as you're doing it, the more you think, oh, I could add something there or something here. And as you can see now, we top coat it and it all becomes one and really pops. There we go. Yeah. I will just stick them into cure. And then I'll explain the stencils a little bit more to you. Right, they're into cure. So as you can see, this is obviously my stencil collection. I've got loads of them. They come like this. Yeah, just like that. And you have to take them apart, which is probably the hardest job out of it all. Once you've done it, you're absolutely fine. I'll just undo one for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So you just grab one corner, pull, and here is your stencil. And we have this special paper. It's like sticker album paper, so hard to get hold of. So I actually managed to source some paper which you can use on both sides. You can stick it on both sides. You can cut it in half. It comes in A4 sheets. Cut it in half and use double-sided, and then just put holes in it and put it in your little ring book. Some of these designs are harder to undo, especially swirlies or clocks or anything like that. Then you'll just need a bit of patience and pick it out with some nice sharp tweezers. But yeah, like I said, these have been used a long time and a lot of times as well, as you can see. So when they start going a little bit like that, where the ends are going off, there you go, see? And it does not stick flush anymore, then it's time to bin it. But you can use them a fair amount of times before you have to bin them. Maybe not at the beginning when you're spraying too wet, but generally, as you can see, you get loads, you get full cover designs. These are the cutouts, which means you're spraying the inside, which also looks very pretty. I will try and do more and more tutorials, but this one was really important to me just to explain how it all works. Most guns are double action. I'll show you this on this pink one, for example. So you push down for air, and as you're pulling back, the paint will flow. See it? There's the paint. Closer you go, more intense it'll get. So if you want to do a fade, just go up and up and up, and it spreads out. Before you now let go of the lever, you want to push forward, go back to just air, and then let go. So when you push down, it's only air that's coming out. If you're pushing down and there is paint coming out, then you manage to get some paint stuck in this area here inside, which happens when you let go of this lever whilst you're mid-flow with paint. Okay, to get rid of that, easiest way is push down your lever, whack it back and forward again, so it spits out whatever is stuck in here, and then you should be good to go again. You may have to do it a couple of times. If all fails, you have to get rid of all the paint out of your gun, wash it through with water a couple of times, and then start again. So always remember, push down, pull back gently for the paint. When you finish with the paint, back forward, then let go. If you get that into your rhythm straight away, you will not have this problem. Okay, so that's what double action means. Air first, then paint, then back to air. Okay, so I hope that's helped you. Well done. I'll just go and get these lovely tips out of the cooker. We're cooked, I think. There we go. So you can have one last look at these lovely designs we've just created. So this video took me, we're on 30 minutes now, obviously with explaining and stopping and stuff, but something like this will not take you any longer than 5 minutes, if that. Yeah, Okay, hope I could help you with this. Any questions, please just ask in the group, PM me, not a problem at all. You know, we always do courses and I'm always there for you. Okay, take care guys, speak soon, bye.